The tranquility of Pahalgam, a jewel of Kashmir nestled amidst the Himalayas, was shattered on April 27, 2025. Militants attacked an Indian army convoy, leaving a trail of carnage in their wake. 26 Indian soldiers lay dead, their bodies riddled with bullets. The attack sent shockwaves through India, igniting a firestorm of grief and rage. India pointed the finger squarely at Pakistan, alleging its hand in the attack. 2 of the 3 attackers were identified as Pakistani nationals. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement, dismissing the accusations as baseless propaganda. The attack reopened old wounds, deepening the chasm of mistrust between the 2 nuclear-armed neighbors. The attack in Pahalgam was not an isolated incident. It was a grim reminder of the deep-rooted animosity that has plagued India-Pakistan relations for decades. The dispute over Kashmir, a land of breathtaking beauty claimed by both countries, has been a perennial flashpoint. The 2 nations have fought 3 wars over Kashmir, their armies locked in a deadly dance on the icy heights of the Himalayas. Each attack, each accusation, each denial pushes them closer to the brink. India's response to the Pahalgam attack was swift and uncompromising. In a move that sent shockwaves across the Indian subcontinent, India announced the immediate suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty. This landmark treaty, brokered by the World Bank in 1960, had governed the sharing of the Indus River and its tributaries for over 6 decades. It was a rare example of cooperation between the 2 arch-rivals, surviving even the darkest days of war. India's decision to suspend the treaty was a watershed moment, marking a dangerous escalation in tensions. Indian officials declared that not a drop of water from the western rivers, the Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, would flow to Pakistan. These rivers, originating in India, are the lifeblood of Pakistan's agrarian economy. India's move was seen as a clear signal. It would no longer be bound by the treaty's constraints and was willing to use water as leverage against Pakistan. The Indus Waters Treaty was more than just a water-sharing agreement. It was a symbol of hope, a testament to the possibility of cooperation even amidst conflict. The treaty allocated the waters of the eastern rivers, the Ravi, Beas and Sutlej, to India, while Pakistan was granted the right to the waters of the western rivers. The treaty established a complex mechanism for data sharing, technical cooperation, and dispute resolution. For over 6 decades, the treaty had weathered the storms of mistrust and hostility, standing as a bulwark against escalation. The treaty's suspension shattered this fragile equilibrium. Pakistan, heavily reliant on the Indus River system for its agriculture and power generation, was staring at a water catastrophe. The Indus and its tributaries irrigate 80% of Pakistan's farmland, sustaining its $30 billion agricultural sector. The treaty's demise threatened to push Pakistan to the brink of economic collapse and social unrest. Fear and uncertainty gripped Pakistan as news of India's decision spread like wildfire. Farmers, their livelihoods hanging by a thread, watched the skies anxiously, their hopes dwindling with each passing day. The Indus River, once a symbol of life and abundance, now represented a looming threat. The spectre of drought, famine and economic ruin loomed large. The impact of India's move extended far beyond agriculture. Pakistan's energy security was also at stake. A significant portion of Pakistan's electricity generation relies on hydroelectric power plants fed by the Indus and its tributaries. A disruption in water flow would cripple power generation, plunging the nation into darkness. Factories would grind to a halt, businesses would shutter, and millions would be left without access to basic necessities. The very fabric of Pakistani society was under threat. India, for its part, possessed the technical capabilities to back up its threats. The country had constructed a network of dams and canals on the western rivers, ostensibly for run-of-the-river hydropower generation. While these structures were not initially designed for large-scale water storage and diversion, they gave India the ability to manipulate the flow of water downstream. Moreover, India had ambitious plans to further augment its control over the western rivers. Projects for new dams and canals were already on the drawing board, their implementation hastened by the escalating tensions with Pakistan. India's dam-building spree, while presented as a necessity for its own development needs, raised serious concerns in Pakistan. Each new dam, each diverted stream would tighten the noose around Pakistan's water security. The suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty opened a Pandora's box of potential escalation scenarios, each more dangerous than the last. India, with its upstream advantage, had the ability to use water as a weapon, strategically releasing or withholding water to cripple Pakistan's economy. During the monsoon season, India could unleash devastating floods by releasing stored water from its dams, inundating Pakistani villages and farmlands. Conversely, during the dry season, India could bring Pakistan to its knees by withholding water, turning fertile fields into barren wastelands. However, this dangerous game of water warfare came with its own set of risks for India. Unilateral actions to manipulate water flow could provoke international condemnation and damage India's reputation as a responsible regional power. Moreover, any disruption to the delicate ecological balance of the Indus River basin could have unintended and potentially catastrophic consequences for both countries.